Recently, I saw a tweet about a few posters hanging in the Game Freak offices in Pokemon Sun and Moon as well as Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. The posters are rather blurry and a little hard to make out, but if you look closely at one of the posters, you'll see it resembles a Gigantamax Toxtricity. The other posters in the room are a little bit harder to make out, but it's speculated that they consist of the 3 Galarian forms of the legendary Kanto birds, as well as a Galarian Ponyta. All of this information is unconfirmed, however it is not confirmed exactly what these posters are supposed to be. The purple poster that's speculated to be Toxtricity does also resemble Necrozma a little bit to me, although it all seems a little early to hint at these Pokemon being Sword and Shield Pokemon, since these posters would have been in the game nearly 3 years before the release of Sword and Shield, which is my biggest concern for this theory. Since they are placed in the Game Freak office and don't really resemble anything else, it seems to me like they could be a hint to a future Pokemon game, which is something Pokemon games have done a few times in the past as well. Throughout this video, I want to discuss some hints that older Pokemon games have had to future games, as well as some hints that could potentially link to games releasing after Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'll try my best to steer away from some of these more ambiguous hints and stick to ones that I think are more concrete and plausible as well, since there's a lot of wild theories out there. One of the more well-known instances of Pokemon hinting towards a future game is with the Strange Souvenir that can be found at Pokemon X and Y. If you head into a hotel in any of the towns in the Kalos region, there's a chance you'll see a hiker in there as well. If you keep talking to the hiker as you see him, after the 4th time talking to him, he will give you a Strange Souvenir. The description for this item in all of the Generation 6 Pokemon games reads, an ornament depicting a Pokemon that is venerated as protector of some region far away from Kalos. This is a hint to the Generation 7 games in the Alola region, however it was unknown at the time of release of X and Y. I remember there being a lot of speculation around what this item could be, and since it does resemble a Tiki, it was thought that this item could be from a region based on a Pacific island, more notably Hawaii. When Sun and Moon finally came out 3 years after the release of X and Y and the introduction of this item, we learned what the Strange Souvenir really was. In any of the Alola games, you can find the Strange Souvenir in Mali City, with an item description that reads, an ornament depicting a mysterious Pokemon that has been venerated as guardian deity for an extremely long time in the Alola region. This item serves no purpose whatsoever and has no other uses, besides giving the move Fling 30 base power for Pokemon using the move Fling holds this item, and its inclusion in the Alola games proved that the Strange Souvenir was some sort of hint towards a future game, and that it was the most concrete hint we've ever had in any Pokemon game so far. Going all the way back to Generation 1 with Pokemon Red and Blue, there's an NPC who says there should be a pink Pokemon with a floral pattern. At the time, we didn't have a Pokemon like this, and we didn't get one until we saw the Pokemon Munna all the way in Generation 5. This seems more like a coincidence to me, or that they saw this string of text and decided to make a Pokemon based on it after the fact. I really don't think they had planned on making Munna this far in advance, but it is still cool nonetheless since her wish did come true. Pokemon X and Y have another potential hint towards Pokemon Sun and Moon, although this time it's a little bit more subtle. In Anastar City, you'll notice the town features a big, red sundial. An NPC in the same town mentions how there are moondials as well, referencing Pokemon Sun and Moon. This could have been a possible hint towards Sun and Moon as well, or just some weird coincidence. Seeing as the Strange Souvenir is a concrete hint in X and Y towards Sun and Moon, I think that makes this hint a little bit more plausible, since of course Sun and Moon have a big emphasis on, well, the Sun and the Moon. Now I want to talk about a few hints for future games that are unreleased. Again, I'll try and stick for more concrete hints instead of insane reaches, and we really won't know if any of these are effective hints until new games come out in the future. There's a lot of speculation that the next Pokemon game could take place in a region based off of India due to some potential clues in Pokemon Sword and Shield. First, Sword and Shield take place in Galar, a fictional place based off of the United Kingdom. The UK, specifically England, has had a lot of involvement in Indian history, with some English culture being adapted into Indian culture, and some Indian culture being adapted into British culture as well. If we take a look at the Pokemon Sword Dex entry for Copperajah, I am probably butchering that name, so I do apologize in advance. It states that it comes from a faraway region. A few other Pokemon have similar Dex entries saying they come from faraway regions, such as Yungoos in Pokemon Sun and Moon, but it's unknown as to what regions they mean exactly. In the case of Copperajah, it could be India due to the elephant's history in India, amongst other subtle relations to India, or possibly Africa due to elephants also being located in Africa and being well transported throughout the world, including England. I think it's more likely that Copperajah was imported from an Indian-themed region, as although this is entirely speculation, Copperajah is decorated like elephants would be decorated in India as well. I personally would love to see a region based off of India, as I would personally just love to visit the country of India one day, so hopefully these hints are hints towards an Indian-themed region in the near future. There are also dex entries for Gastly and Raichu from Fire Red and Leaf Green that specifically mention Indian elephants, which is rather unusual for a Pokemon game to reference a real place, as although Pokemon regions are based on real world places, they themselves are not part of the real world like India is. I'll admit this whole India theory does still seem a little bit far-fetched to me, but I can't wait until we see more future Pokemon games so we can look back at any potential hints we could have missed, because even with the case for the Strange Souvenir in X and Y, there were still a lot of doubts as to what this could possibly mean if it meant anything. That's all I want to discuss today for Pokemon hints, since there are a lot of others I came across, but they seemed a bit too far-fetched or coincidental for me to want to talk about in this video to make it any longer than it really needed to be. Let me know of any other cool hints you've heard about in the comments down below if I missed them, and if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like as it helps the channel a ton, and subscribe if you don't miss any future uploads. Thank you all so much for watching, have a great rest of your day, I will see you all next time, and bye bye.